The Korean Peninsula was not occupied to fight communism. Communism was just a smear applied to any attempt at self-governance that threatened access to resources. The People's Committees that Korea established in 1945 called for the confiscation of Japanese collaborator land, the nationalization of mining, transport and utilities. This included banking and communications, state supervision of corporations, and an 8-hour workday. Every single one of these demands, if implemented, would have removed resources from the reach of the US-led economic order. Nationalization of mining would have meant that Korea's tungsten and graphite stayed under their control, meaning it's Koreans' decision whether to mine it and when to sell it and to who for how much. Instead of being forced to mine and then handing it cheap to an American corporation who steals all the profits, gives nothing back, and wants to do the extraction as cheaply and as brutally as possible. The People's Committees wanted labour protections that would have raised the cost of Korean labour for American corporations. When Big Four consultants encourage companies to outsource, they act as if the cost of labour being unequal around the world is just normal and has no impact, and that nobody is being subjugated or oppressed. Because things are cheaper in Korea, right? Cost of living? Why are things so cheap in Korea? 20% of the Korean population had to be murdered by the US government to preserve cheap labour from Korea. The US did not outlaw and dismantle the People's Republic because it was communist. It outlawed a structure that was removing their access. This permanent stalemate with the North ensures that South Korea remains structurally incapable of independence from the United States. South Korea hosts 28,500 foreign troops, and it pays $1 billion a year for that privilege. Seoul has recently pledged to spending $25 billion before 2030 on US military equipment purchases. Since 2010, Korea has spent $38 billion on US arms imports. Billions of dollars that could be helping everyday Koreans going straight into the pockets of Raytheon and Lockheed Martin every year. All of that money gets spent because of what the West says to you about North Korea. So for the next few videos in this series, that's what we're going to look at. What's the deal with North Korea?